And that's the gentleman who knows all about the mystical significance of the number 23. David Nelson.
All right.
It's true. I mean, the number 23 is true, but that's what I mean by it's true. The number 23 is what I'm referring to. The pronoun it. Do you? Everyone look at Chris. Sorry. Okay. I think I'm out of Okay, I have a quick announcement. My friend Guy Merrill is doing some sort of installation thing at the Seattle Art Fair, which is between June 30th and August 2nd in Seattle, and there's going to be a lot of cool art there or something, I guess. I don't know a lot about it, but he is using some of my text in this multimedia installation thing. So if you got to be in Seattle and you want to throw down $20 to see a bunch of cool art or something, you can do that if you want. So these are a couple of poems from my blog. This is called, I selected these poems because they got more likes than the other ones. This one is called Heaven in My Shoes, Both Is and Not. How do I think globally, locally, and act locally, globally? How do I be here now? Some days I am made of God, and some days God is in my way. Ah, God, the shoes of humidity, walking at night, bikes the day, and who are we talking about anyway? The TV knows, so you can never trust it on and off. So what if the TV beside the grass and lung function improves? We made this city, us, and we made this grass, and we did what it took to become ourselves, to walk out of the shadows in time. It's all our doing, this breath that fumbles across the water and ice, that creeps inside of coconuts and along the sweat or even the leg of a silverfish. Up and down the avenue sound waves, repeat each day. Wait, wait, wait. The cross signal stands in Narnia as the lamppost. Wind let loose. Take care as my dreams. And this poem is called The After After. Where will we be? Who will we be? Will we? In the after after. As much as time seems not to end, when will we begin the after after? There is no time except more time when we in the after after. Why not just ask? Why does it go? And how? In the after after. Thank you.
Thanks, David. And because she has arrived, I want to just thank Leah Jackson for having us here. She probably can't hear me right now, but I saw her back there a minute ago. And we're just really grateful to Leah for opening up the gallery for us and for being so kind to us next door at Nisha as well. And maybe when she's in the room, I'll say that with greater enthusiasm so I can thank her. You know, I want everyone to know how cool she is. And next we're going to hear from Sabra Larson. Come on up, Sabra.
Took his class at Clark College and got me writing again. I used to write a long time ago and stopped. So I started. This is a poem. I'm a therapist in private practice, and so it's kind of an ironic poem about not giving advice while giving advice. Give no advice. Listen, not to the words, but to the speaker. Listen to what is not said. Listen to the breath, in and out. Notice things. How the head is held at an angle. Listening to the truth to drop in, waiting for the bell to ring. Encourage to go further. Make space for depth and breath. Allow the story to whine and curl. Get lost in the storyteller. Notice posture, physicality, the twist of the torso, the tear-rimmed eye, the tight-drawn smile. Notice the flush rising from below, creeping up the damp face, red and in blotches, the heat rising. Notice how this energy is escaping, first in a harsh, unproductive cough, then a hesitant lifting of a hand, becoming a bold and grand gesture. Allow the trembling, support the resistance, hold the moment, open the heart, make room for the veracity of the moment, let it be born in all its messy and ragged wonder. There, on the floor between you, exhausted from the labor, sit quietly, bear witness to the presence of something new. Give no advice. Listen. And then lastly, it's just one short piece that that's in progress. I'm not quite sure where it's going. It's called Falling into Dust. Tension between them and us, as bridges over imaginary boundaries reach out for a handhold. Gravity pulls and embraces all her children, fragments, all shards of the same pot. In the boneyard, there is confusion as to what tibia belongs to who, where this ankle bone connects to which foot, as the earth churns and shakes. In the dark, what does it matter? Close your eyes, and I'll close mine, moving to a familiar rhythm, hearing the rust eat at our bones, touching lips, before we fall into dust.
Next we will hear from Angeline. Yeah. Oh, sorry. hold up for 1 second, Angeline. What? They're waving at me back there.
I just wanted to say
Hi, Leah. There's Leah. Give her a big hand. I don't mean to be rude to you, Angeline, but when she's here, we'd like to acknowledge her at least once, because without her, this great gallery wouldn't be here, and we wouldn't be here in it. So, thank you, Leah. Yeah. We need to work out an elaborate pulley system with sticky notes or something, you know, better communication system. So, once again, please say hello to Angeline Nguyen.
hello. So, okay, I brought one of mine and one from someone else, as usual. And mine is a rough draft, because I'm not even sure if it's going to have a final draft. I'm exploring a way to go, stop doing that. I'm exploring a way to cover a topic that's been interesting me lately, and that's where how we watch the news. And for me, there are times when I can just watch it like normal people, I guess, and other times I'll just be actually listening to it, and then I'll think about the story and, you know, the people who it really affects. And news is just really sad these days, guys, and it makes me want to cry all the time. And so I've kind of explored how, like, I think that humans look to each other a lot on how to behave. Like, we take our cues on how to behave from each other. And so I think part of it is that when the news goes on, we see that they're talking really calmly about it, and so that's supposed to kind of calm us down a bit, and makes it easier for us to kind of separate from the actual story and the humanity of it. And so this poem is called The Same Old News. The voices of the television reporters sound the same. Neither shrill as a kettle nor deep as a pot. They are the mid-range for what's cooking. Their words are carefully measured, mixed with facts and suppositions according to the recipe for interpreting the situation. After the stories are cooked up, each is served the same on a plate like the head of St. John the Baptist, brought to the table by the unmoved bodies on the screen. The names of the dishes change, but they still taste the same. The main course, something rare. Car crashes, murder, war, natural disaster, anything still dripping with blood. The dessert, something sweet, often in the shape of an animal. Dessert is delivered in the same way as the main course, on a plate like that of St. John the Baptist, brought to the table by the unmoved bodies on the screen. Both courses have no emotion added, the words are texture-free, and if you don't watch what you eat, everything tastes the same. And this poem is actually written in English for once. I know I've been bringing a lot of ones that are originally in Spanish. And this is by Lavinia Greenlaw, and I hope I said that right. It's called A World Where News Traveled Slowly. It could take from Monday to Thursday in 3 courses. The ink was unstable, the characters cramped, the paper tore where it creased, stained with the leather and sweat of its journey. The envelope absorbed each climactic shift, as well as the salt and grease of the writer, who handled it over with a 4-day chance that by now things were different, and while the head had to listen, the heart could wait. Semaphore was invented at the time of revolution. The judgment of swing in a vertical arm, news traveled letter by letter along a chain of towers, each built within telescopic blisters of the next. The clattering mechanics of the 6-shutter telegraph still took 3 men with all their variables added to those of light and weather to read, record, and pass the message on. Now words are faster, smaller, harder. We're almost talking in one another's arms. Coated and squeezed, what chance has my voice to reach your voice unaltered and to leave no trace? Nets tighten along the sky and the seabed. When London made contact with New York, there were such fireworks, City Hall caught light. It could have burned to the ground.
So our next reader is someone who I knew first as a painter, and as I've said here before at Ghost Town, mostly creative people that I know in this town, do different things. They're not just working in one medium, so it no longer surprises me to realize that about someone or hear someone about it. It's just the way that this town is, and it's a beautiful thing about it. So please welcome painter and poet, Debat.
You ever wonder if Sean Connery was a poet? What would he write? What might he sound like when he read his poetry? This just came to me a few minutes ago. The poem's old, the thought is new. Dead monkey, dearly departed, lifeless, deceased, inanimate and obsolete. Perish primate. This dead monkey never wanted your fostering, nor the obtrusive transformation of his being. What he needed was to pick, poke, and lick himself as required. Justification or betrayal of the species.
Sometimes people ask me whether this or that is allowed at the open mic. I don't really think it's my role to tell anybody what to do at the open mic. That's why it's called an open mic. But this is what happens in poetry, I think, is that someone does something and then you say, oh, I could do that too. So maybe there's a Sean Connery audio anthology in Ghost Town's future.
Let's start.
And next is she's still here. Is Angie still here? I think she may have left. Okay, so we will move on to Victoria. Victoria's still in the room?
Yes.
Yes, she is, right in front of me. Come on up. Victoria's in the building.
Hi there. I have a couple of things that something I wrote today that's in my bag. I was just kind of thinking about the elements today, but not, like the chart of elements, real elements, more like kind of earth, air, fire, water. And here goes. Everything is not for everyone, except air and water. These two swirl elementary and scour the surfaces as best they can, man. Natural disasters include the work of nature and human nature. Even more crucial at this crossroad is the coordinated dance of action and inaction. Our Earth weighs in with tonnages of secrets and knowns, buried like treasures for those who would plunder these riches hidden far down under. Fire is left to cleanse Earth's palate, to burn the remains. The ash left by human natures can't nourish like a volcanic eruption. Man's ashes are dirty, superficial, toxic corruption. I was in kind of a bad mood. There's a lot of filth out there. But anyway. And then song that I wrote some lyrics to, but I'm not going to sing it. I'm just going to recite the lyrics. It's kind of timely with all of the legalization of marijuana, for example. It's a song called Be Good Stoners, because I read an article about Sharia law and it just pissed me off. So anyway, be good stoners. The only stoners I can't like are the ones who throw real rocks at women and gays whose sexy ways confront these fighting cocks. Adulterous, homo, full body control enforced by a cowardly few who stone their ideals with pride and zeal in front of TV crews. Let's be good stoners for humanity and pass the good news along. Stop throwing rocks, that's insanity. Throw buds into a bong. Relax your mind, relax your ways. You can't control the throng without showing how your views are skewed and simply fucked up wrong. We good stoners all agree there's power in the weed. It's so humble the corporates grumble because they can't fulfill their greed. Profits shrink while prophets wink and think of brighter days. May the weed take over there for adulterers and gays. Be good stoners for humanity. Pass the good news along. Stop throwing rocks, that's insanity. Throw buds into a bong. Relax your mind, relax your ways. You can't control the throng without showing how your views are skewed and simply effed up wrong. Big glass houses sure look pretty when you sit in them. Glass can shatter, that's the pity, when the stones come crashing in. Alcohol was banned for a time, just like the cannabis weed. Prohibition creates distinctions the U.S. does not need. Let's be good stoners for humanity and pass the good news along. Stop throwing rocks, that's insanity. Throw buds into a bong. Relax your mind, relax your ways. You can't control the throng without showing how your views are skewed and simply very wrong.
The microphone will now rise in a state of arousal. For a power couple who are as controversial and titillating as their acronym S and M.
Okay, I know all your butts are numb, so everybody stand up. Okay. That was the S.
Seriously, you want to stand up a minute? It's been a while. Come on, don't be shy. I know it hurts. I know.
Stretching them till they
You all feel better now? Maybe you need to look at this. In the interest of non-butts everywhere, I just have one wrong. So it's called Shades. One grandfather's shadow is fresh tar on the roof outside my window. The other grandfather's shadow is a wind-up Indian with broken hands. My grandmother's are whiskey, radio, baseball, and a garden full of curio cabinets and canning jars. Corky, Blackie, and Sam are dog shadows warm under my blanket. My cat shadows all ran away. My father's shadow is the Wichita lineman, belted to every creosoted pole, spurs buried in the wood, headset clipped to the wire, listening to his own static. My streetlight shadows are spirographed around my shoes, each a different shade of black. These are my mother. I am on the Pacific Rim, embracing a bruised sunset as all my shadows fade to twilight. This is where I used to hide. When my face rises in your bright hands, I hold your kiss long enough for each of them to have their turn.
I've been attracted to stories, strange stories that I've read in the news, and so I kind of try to encapsulate them in poetry these days. This one was about a village in Japan called Nagoro, and it has a population of 35, and it has 4 times as many scarecrows as people. And it's all due to one woman who has been making scarecrows over the past more than a decade to replace the people that are dying or leaving Nagoro. So this is for her. In Nagoro. Each night in Nagoro, another ringing of the bell, another dead calling, and each morning, another scarecrow with black button eyes and borrowed clothes. A boy fixing his bicycle beside a barricade. A young couple hugging in a hammock. A fisherman perched on a camping chair in the reeds. An old woman on a bench, hands on her weak knees, waiting for a bus that broke down decades ago. 2 students and their teacher, and then the entire abandoned school, full of children, once again, at their desks, pencils poised between straw-stuffed fingers and thumbs, principal policing the halls. The grandmothers are the easiest. A small tug on the side threads, and they will smile. And Tsukimi Ayano's dead father to blame for all of them. The first of them to ring the glass bell at the door of Ayano's wooden heart, insisting he be let out. That infernal ringing, 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 a ceaseless pinging through the infertile dirt as Nagoro's only factory, and then its streets empty themselves like stomachs sick with sorrow. Ayano tried lighting a candle in a paper boat, tried sweeping aside the beech leaves in the garden where she buried the seeds of her father's disquiet. But all that bloomed next to the hydrangea that would not were bolts of plain white cotton duck, spools of yellow and cocoa thread, dozens upon dozens of dull black buttons. Little left to do but harvest it all, sew intricate stitches by the TV's cold blue light, lift the finished fabrication by the shoulders to find not the intended jacket, but a scarecrow of her father. Lips prove difficult. A slight tweak can make them angry. He is content now in the corner in his purple shirt, drinking tea from a dirty cup. Ayano is not afraid of death, even though it looks so real. She believes she might live forever. She will tell you the nearest hospital is too far when something happens. In Nagoro, there is a scarecrow who looks very much like her. Look, Ayano says. Every day she tends the fire and stirs the pot. Look now, she is taking a nap. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we're going to hear from Matt. So we will raise the
All right. This one's pretty self-explanatory. It's called The Baltimore Riots from a Suburban Samsung. A riot has the power to give a name back to a statistic. In the eyes of the country that killed him, dead black boy, number unknown, re-became Freddie Gray. When the people no one wants to see, the people who loved him, started putting rocks through windows. I don't know, what do you want for dinner? In the aftermath, the black grandmas who got Sisyphus hypertension from a life of Herculean effort, trying to keep something impossible from collapsing into something unthinkable, wonder will they will get their heart medication. Yeah, Mom, tacos sound good. Greece. When the money, this is from, we'll just skip to this one. This is from a drive I did from London to Mongolia, and it's called Hearts and Minds. In the slivered space between giants, guns and documents collaborate. Every person in their place or else. Search items to seek intent. A place to roll over and show your belly promptly. Before a monotonous mind knows it loses control of you. I hand our passports to the Kazakh border guard. In excitement he yells, America! Barack Obama! Whitney Houston!
Is Zoe still here, or has she gone? I think she may have gone. She told me that might happen. It does happen occasionally. I would like to now call up one of my favorite writers, and someone who Alex Dang had to leave a little bit, but he wanted me to let Dennis McBride know that you were one of the Portland writers that he really loved and who he felt inspired by. So let's say hello one more time to Dennis McBride.
Short, quick one. There's a chance that I may not be able to get to the writing, so I want to read a short poem about it. In case I can't get there. Well, where did she go? There you are. Oh, okay. I never married young African. It's called Unmarried to Chris and Tony, or Kissing the Right Horse. None of our plans matter. Every moment is a launch before all systems will go. A kind of accident, like kissing the wrong horse at the horse show. Sorry, officer, he looked just like mine. Hey, look, here you are, speaking life to the living, beginning again, somewhere between the laundromat and the grave. When the arthritis comes and the ball joints and shocks are too far gone, the maze turns dark and rains, you'll have a place inside, apart from the way things are. So you'll leave unburdened that extended domain of our ongoing undoing, with love's inscrutable instruction that alters and sends you to a place beyond yourself. Not somewhere over a rainbow, but with enough luck and love and money and the right horse right here and now. And remember, it's easier to push a horse than a policeman. About amorous intentions, the horse, of course, is not let on. Even with your arms thrown around the six starting the neck, hands clasped tightly together, committed to intimacy. Boundaries, date rape, religious preference, the horse is unconcerned. He just serves and protects your deep, awkward desire. If you try to push a policeman, well, don't. Instead, find the right horse, someone like Tony and Chris, someone who wouldn't fit into an officer's uniform, someone you could throw your arms around and kiss, whose soulful mission statement is your sassy heart, with the fuel ships to dark years to light stars. And all this time, we kept getting lost in H dark on Indian forest, just when you thought you would never be found, kaboom.
Thank you, Dennis. That was beautiful. I didn't get to finish writing down because I wanted to get a poem. I never married because I'm a pacifist. That's what the line was, right? I promise you that's going to turn up in the Christopher Luna poem. One of my favorite lines that I ever stole from Dennis, because it's just fucking great, is reality is a filthy tyrant in tight pants. I think that's amazing. Kudos to you for that. That was great. Okay, and next we're going to hear from Russ. You ready, Russ? Come on down. I'm always paying attention to what's going on around me. Tony doesn't agree with that. I am. I'm trying.
So this was inspired by bus stop graffiti. It's titled "Someone Loves Jessica Fields." And if Jessica Fields is in the room or anybody knows who this is, that'd be interesting. So I was waiting for a bus and saw this there in the bus. Passion proclaimed in plexiglass, simply scratched, I heart Jessica Fields. Does Jessica know the one who testifies? Is he or she the perpetrator of a crush? Or is this scrivening of a stalker? Is it a love requited or a rickety romance? Lover, does she know you? I wonder, as your love's legacy has been redacted. Sadly, sourly stated. Someone loves you, Jessica.
Thanks, Russ. So, to say goodnight to a long and beautiful night, another night of great poetry. Precipitatory transgressions. I'm not sure if precipitatory is a word, but I hope that it is. I guess it is if I say it is, right? Precipitatory transgressions. One cold toe pressed gently, innocently against your leg can be enough to destroy worlds. Real name reveal, actual agenda discover, practice narrative unravel. Apocalypse, chaos, pandemonium, dogs and cats living together in the fraction of a moment in the spurious shade. And so this one, the last one that I will share, the title comes from Jane Arnall, who is a visual artist and writer here in Vancouver who takes my memoir writing class. Everything is slippery, is what Jane said. Climbed here, looking for her, not exactly welcome. Minute hurricane, fickle as the heart's turn, momentary as a secret smile. Hair eater, swans outstretched, she always decides which door opens and when and for whom. Swallower of dreams, her control perpetual, ultimate. Her love appeared like a hailstorm, then just as quickly was gone. Everything is slippery. Goes without saying, although I'll say it anyway, because yes, there's another wave happening. Yes? You want to read a couple? Sure, come on up. Cheers, Grace Valentine, everybody.
Long, long night of people tonight. A lot of really good poems. Dandelion locked linen. Do you see it? He asked. Her reply, I see snow falling. What else do you see? Just snow. He pointed out the walls that had been constructed. Oh yes, I see them now. Just now, I see them going up. He trained her eyes to see his walls as he saw hers, turning the other's head to gain a greater perspective of deeper truths rather than the detour route. Aim direct to the center of the experience. So often we respond the roundabout way, avoiding the honesty of detail. Like paper airplane folds, crisp sheets of sunny dandelion lemon-colored linen, little spiral galaxies set in motion by her passage. Watch as the vapor trail passes before your eyes. This illusion of tongue-in-cheek humor attempts to make light of the situation, to lighten the moment as a paper plane drifts by just as the ship hits the fan and comes back served up as a blizzard of paper confetti, pretty as the snow that fell before the walls were built to shut out the truth. When you speak with honesty, others listen. Lead with your truth, with your wound, rather than hiding behind the snarky jab guised as humor. For my radar knows when your joy meter is running low. Senses when you are absent despite being physically present. Such intimacy causes you pain, and I get that. Still, I ask instead for brutal honesty. Directness in lieu of passive-aggressive, because your self-imposed limits are not mine, and control does not become you. So you wander outside to decrease the stimulus, citing sensory overload, and still I sense the nearness of you, gazing longingly through those panes of glass that do their best to separate. Ecstatic love in pursuit of that which heals. Those who do not feel love, magnetic and primal. Those who do not drink in the rising sun like a rushing mountain spring, nor devour the sunset like a famished fiend for a fix. Those who do not wish to change, let them remain asleep. For this love is beyond the study of theology, physics, or chemistry. It's beyond a sleight of hand, those hypnotic trances fed to the masses. If you want to only improve your mind, advance your career, have 2.5 children in a perfect home, remain asleep. Expand beyond the mind. Rip open your heart on bleeding knees and tear your clothing to shreds and sacrifice these to the fire of inner transformation. You've no need for that tattered former self. Stand and rise, completely and utterly naked. Now wrap these beautiful words around you as you howl at the moon. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to say to Grace's kids, thank you for your patience and for advocating on your mother's behalf, and keep an eye on her, look out for her. That's a good thing to do. And poets need to do that too, look out for each other and advocate for each other. So I'm glad that you made her arm wave so that I saw it. So I want to say thank you to all of you for your poetry and your energy and the love that you sent up here for everyone that was up here. I want to say thank you to Tony for being my rock and co-host, and to Tiffany Purvis-Schramm for documenting this so we can all be on the YouTubes for eternity. Yeah, there are flyers at the back if you would like to join us in August. We'll have Peggy Barnett from Seattle Way. She's been down to read in the open mic, but first time as a feature. And what else did I want to say? Make sure that you settle up your tab and tip those guys for being so good to us. And yeah, thank you all for being here. It was a great night. I hope you had as good a time as I did. I'll see you soon.